So when I started blogging more and also posting on LinkedIn, the Story Garden was very helpful for me for taking ideas when I had them and then coming upon them later and being like, wow, this works. Or when you're having a hard day, like thinking of something coming up, going back to that and seeing that. The Writer's Garden, your article, Jason, I love a good illustration, and I think that's a really good way of doing it because you take your little seeds that you don't even know what they're going to become, like a seed packet, you don't know what it's going to become. You
Yeah.
plant it, you come back to it, you think of it again, and it grows into something beautiful eventually. But
Yeah.
all of those things take time. And when we force ourselves to produce a lot of content every week or even daily content, you can't have that growing in your mind from the morning to the afternoon when you publish. So having a way to maintain and nourish your garden is just really, really important to keeping up that habit.
Yeah.
Like Jim, what you were saying about your ideas when they're at their atomic level and then relating them together, that really resonated with me too, because I feel like every thought you have that's unique or every learning experience, it builds on each other. And you're
Hmm.
just going to keep getting more and more rich ideas from
Yeah.
everything that you've talked
Mhm.
about before or written about or even read or acted or that kind of thing.
One thing you just made me think of, Tess, is a sign that I'm maturing as a human, I think, is I've gone from when I was in my, I say, early 20s, I would get frustrated when something that I thought was a novel or new idea, while researching and writing it out, I would discover that somebody else had really already covered that and did a better job than I probably was going to be capable of at that time as a writer, as a thinker. And how I've matured, I think now is when you're researching and you realize that somebody else has already had this idea, that's an exciting moment because it means that you're really onto something. It resonated enough to have been written before, but now you can stand, and this is another term that came up from working with Jason Montoya, is you can now stand on the shoulder of whatever giant wrote that, and you can ask yourself, okay, well, if somebody's already written this level of it, what's the next level? If this person wrote this 10 years ago and it's been thought of that much, what's the 2023 version of that? Or how has the world having changed made this new and different? And so now I don't have to even write something and somebody go, yeah, I've read something about that before, promptly forgets about the thing I wrote. Instead, they're like, oh, I did remember something about that, but you've added something new and fresh, I think, to that idea because you brought it into what we're dealing with today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.